Today, we're going to talk about something that's becoming a huge issue, especially for anyone just trying to make their savings grow. I'm talking about those fake investment groups you might see popping up on messaging apps. Really understanding how they work, that's the absolute best way to keep yourself safe.
Now, I want to be really clear. Our goal here is simple. It's not about making you feel scared or worried. It's about helping you stay aware, stay calm, and ultimately stay safe. We just want to give you the tools to handle things if you ever come across something like this.
Okay, so let's get into it. How do these scammers get your attention in the first place? Well, it almost always starts with a really powerful hook. That promise of making a lot of money really, really fast.
So what are we actually talking about here? A fake investment group is basically a chat group, usually on WhatsApp or Telegram, where scammers promise these amazing high returns to, cheat people out of their money. Think of it like a digital trap designed for one thing and one thing only, to get you to send them your cash.
And you'll see messages that look just like this one. I invested $10,000 and made $1 lakh in just 1 week. It's designed to make you feel like you're missing out on something big, right? And to make it seem real, you'll see other people in the group who are actually part of the scam chiming in with their own success stories. It's all just an act, a performance put on to gain your trust.
The bait they use is actually pretty clever. They'll talk about things you hear about all the time, like stock market tips, crypto trading, or even trading gold. These are the things that sound familiar and, legitimate, which is exactly why they choose them.
So let's talk about how the scam actually unfolds, step by step. The interesting thing is, they almost always follow the exact same playbook. And once you see the pattern, the red flags become so much easier to spot.
Okay, here's how it usually goes. First, you're suddenly added to a group, one you definitely didn't ask to join. Then, you start seeing all these screenshots of what look like huge profits. Here's the key part. They'll often let you make a small profit on a tiny initial investment. This is how they build your trust. Once you're feeling confident, that's when they ask for a much larger amount of money. And you can probably guess what happens next. The second you send it, they block you, and poof, they disappear.
It all boils down to psychology, really. They're playing on that natural desire we all have to earn more and be financially secure. They use this fake proof to build up your trust, and then, right when you feel safe, they strike.
To really see how this plays out, let's look at a real-life example. We're not sharing this to be dramatic, but just to show you the financial impact this can have on someone.
So, the story starts simply enough. A man from Mumbai gets added to one of these WhatsApp groups, one that's all about amazing stock tips. And at first glance, it probably looked like a fantastic opportunity.
So he decided to test it out with a small amount, and sure enough, they let him make a profit, 2,000 rupees. That little win was all it took to make him feel confident, to make him believe it was real.
And after that, he was convinced they had him. He invested a much larger amount this time, 50,000 rupees, thinking he was about to make some serious money.
And the result? It was exactly what we just walked through. The second that 50,000 rupees went through, he was blocked. The whole group vanished. And just like that, he lost everything he'd put in. Okay, so knowing how these things work is half the battle. Now let's switch gears and talk about how you can stay safe. These are some really simple, practical things you can do to protect yourself. All right, here are the key safety checks. First, and this is the big one, remember that no one, and I mean no one, can guarantee quick, big profits. That's always a red flag. Second, check if the company is actually registered with an authority like SEBI. Always talk to someone you trust before you invest any money. And please, don't trust those screenshots or reviews from people you don't know. Finally, if something just feels off, trust your gut. Leave the group and block the admin right away.
This is a great way to see the difference side by side. Real investments, they tend to grow slowly and steadily. Scams promise the moon overnight. Real investments are handled by registered companies. Scams operate out of random chat apps. And maybe most importantly, real investing focuses on market reality and risk, while scams just rely on emotional pressure.
So, if there's just one thing you take away from all this, let it be this simple phrase. Always stop, think, and verify. Never ever let yourself be rushed into a financial decision.
Really, it just comes down to asking yourself this one question. Is the promise of some quick profit really worth the massive risk of losing everything? The point here isn't to be afraid, it's just to be cautious, and being aware is your best defense.
Look, the goal isn't to make you fear technology or other people. It's just about being informed and being careful. Remember, Awareness is protection. If you stay alert, you stay safe. Thank you so much for your time. Stay safe, stay aware, and please, think about sharing this with your family and friends. It could really help someone.